There is a ton of retro love happening this week, plus some performance product that should definitely spark your interest. I am your host, Jacques Slade, and this is The Heat Check.
It's time for us to show that heat, that this weekend will be on your feet. It's The Heat Check.
Starting this week off, we have some updated classics from the 90s, and Nike is all over it, from tennis to basketball to running. Way back in 1991, the Duke Blue Devils rocked the Air Max Uptempo 2, and in 2014, Nike is updating the model with a lightweight fused upper and a full-length Air Max cushioning system. Nice touch as a Volt on these as well. You can grab these at Finish Line this weekend. Now, if you're looking for something a little more in the training area, the Lunar 180 Trainer SC is coming this weekend in a cool gray and atomic orange colorway. I definitely need to get myself a pair of these. They'll be at Finish Line as well. Another updated classic dropping this weekend is the Air Tech Challenge 2 in clay blue with a taste of burst orange on the Nike swoosh and liner. Agassi will be proud of these. Now on the runner side, we have the limited Air Max 1. Nike Sportswear actually mixed things up with this model and put 326 on the tongue and the Volt midsole. This is to celebrate Nike Air Max Day. And finally, we have the Nike Free Sneakerboot. This is a luxury take on the Nike Free shoe, as you can see, with the leather detail and speckled piping, and plus they have that really nice embossed Nike swoosh on there as well. Heat check. When it comes to basketball releases this weekend, we have a little something from Reebok, Jordan, and Nike basketball as well. If you are not familiar with Glenn Big Dog Robinson, you should definitely look him up on YouTube. And after that, check out his shoe with Reebok The Big Rail. Now this retro rocks a black, white, and gold colorway that was one of the originals when the shoe was launched back in 1996. Of course, this weekend we will also see the release of the Kobe 9 detail. Now this model was inspired by the sculpted works of Michelangelo, thus you see that beautiful gray exterior. Finally, we have the Air Jordan 10 Venom Green. Now this model stays mostly black. I really like that tumbled leather right there on the quarter panel. But Jordan uses the Venom Green to highlight the branding on the heel, the checkered liner, as well as Mike's career highlights, which are on the outsole. Heat check. Now, keeping in mind all the kicks that are dropping this weekend, let's do a quick rundown of everything that's going to be popping up over at Finish Line. First up, we'll have the Nike Air Max SQ Uptempo. That was going to cost you $200, and that's an update of a classic from the 90s. Then we have the Reebok The Rail. This is Glenn the Big Dog's shoe. That's going to cost you $99. Next up, we have the Nike Lunar 180 Trainer SC. Now that was going to cost you $129. They switched out the Air for those. Well, not switched it out, just added Lunar to those. Then we also have the Air Jordan 10 Retro Venom Green. That's going to cost you $170. And if you haven't, make sure you check out the outsole on your Air Jordan 10. It has a lot of information about Mike's career highlights. And then finally, we have the Nike Free Sneakerboot. This is in the bark root and brown. That one's going to cost you $150. And I would say it's a premium or luxury version of the Nike Free shoe. But that's not all that's dropping this weekend. You'll also be able to get your hands on the Kobe 9 Elite. This is the detail colorway inspired by Michelangelo. There's also the Air Tech Challenge 2. This is in the clay blue with the burst orange right there on the Nike swoosh. And then finally, you'll also be able to get your hands on the Nike Air Max 1 Air Max Day with the 326 on the tongue. These are going to be pretty limited from what I understand, so if you want those, you're definitely going to have to stay on your toes. Heat check. Well, that's going to do it for the show today, but before I get out here, I want to say thank you to Nike. They sent me the Black History Month t-shirt. Definitely like this. This shirt is not available on Nike.com anymore, but they do still have a LeBron James version and a KD version of the Black History Month t-shirts if that's something that you want. So check that out. I'll put a link down in the description. As always, make sure you subscribe. That way you know whenever something awesome is happening right here on this channel, and we're doing some pretty awesome stuff. Also visit the links down in the description because it'll take you to the shoes on the Finish Line page for all of the shoes that I talked about in the video today. Well, I am your host, Jacques Slade. This is the Heat Check presented by Finish Line. As always, I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon. Peace.